Hey family, welcome back. MarshaunO here. So I want to talk about fear today and how it is showing up in your relationship and crippling you. Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I was talking to a client and she was basically saying how she wants to move forward in life. She knows exactly what she needs to do. However, she is not doing it. And the reason why she's doing it, she knows absolutely what it is. And it is fear holding her back. And it is in every area of her life. The fear of the man that she wants to choose, the fear of how she's showing up, the fear of what she's settling for, right? The fear of even in her career, she is getting offered a new career choice and a new career path that is going to catapult her not only financially but also put her in just another bracket to be around different people, to expand her mind, right? And she's really scared to do just that because of fear. And fear shows up by crippling her in that capacity, but it also can show up by crippling you, yes, you who's watching this, in your relationship or in your marriage. And one of the ways that fear can show up and cripple you in your relationship is you saying yes when you really mean no. Now, what does that actually look like? Listen, no is a complete sentence. You can say no to your spouse, right? Because we're specifically talking about your relationship here today. Sometimes you need to say no to your spouse. Sometimes you need to let your spouse fail in order for them to get the lesson, because you cannot always bail your spouse out. He has to get the lesson, right? Or she. They have to get the lesson. You cannot always be there to bail him or bail her out. No is a complete sentence. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel guilty. Maybe you have been here a time or 15, right? This is not your first time going around the sun when it comes to being in this relationship, and you have said yes too many times. And anytime you say yes to something, you're actually saying no to yourself. And don't get me wrong, it's okay, right? It is a part of life. You're not always going to be able to say yes to yourself. However, right? However, you want to say yes to yourself more often than you are saying no to yourself. And the way that you do that is by saying no to others, so you can show up and say yes to yourself. This is also including, but not limited to, your spouse. You may be saying you may be saying yes way too much to your spouse because maybe you are a people pleaser. Maybe you just don't want people to be mad at you, even though you know that it's going to go towards some type of buildup of resentment of you not liking what you said yes to doing or to be a part of. So say no. You can explain, but you don't have to, because guess what? No is a complete sentence. I understand that we want to explain these things to our spouse just to get a better understanding of what's actually happening in our minds. But remember, no is a complete sentence, and you have the right to say no. You can use your power of no, including but not limited to your romantic relationship. The second way that fear can show up in your relationship is that it will cause you to procrastinate all the time. Literally procrastinate all the time. So listen, I always talk about those difficult conversations that we need to have, right? So you know that you need to have this difficult conversation, but instead of you, hey babe, let's talk about X, Y, and Z, or that when we had that fight the other day, it made me feel X, Y, and Z. Instead of you doing that because you're worried about how your spouse is going to respond, or what he is going to how he's going to make you feel, or you feel that it's going to go down the road of another argument, you procrastinate a lot. But listen, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you procrastinate by having the difficult conversations, you're probably procrastinating and cleaning up. You're probably procrastinating and applying for that career or job. You're probably procrastinating and making that phone call. You're probably procrastinating and fill in the blank, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So you may be procrastinating based off of how you think your spouse is going to react, but the bottom line is you're still not getting that thing resolved. You're still not coming up with a solution. You're still not having that conversation. It's still just lingering in the air. It's like the elephant in the room when it comes to your relationship or your marriage. So fear causes you to procrastinate a lot. Number 3, you struggle to make a decision, right? You struggle to make any decision because maybe You fear what the outcome is going to be because of the unknown. You don't know how this thing is going to turn out. You don't know if this conversation is going to go well. You don't know if your spouse is going to say yes, right? You don't know. And so because you don't know, you're struggling to make a decision because you want it to be the right decision. Well, the thing about life is that every decision that you make needs to be your choice, number one. But then number two, you have to just own up to it. Everything is not always going to work out in life. It's just not. So accept that and be able to move on from it and stop struggling to make a decision because you want it to be the right one. Every decision that you make is not going to be the right one. However, you will stay stuck where you're at if you never make the decision in the first place. All right? So the fourth thing that fear can do and will do, and how it will show up in your relationship or marriage, is that it will muzzle yourself. What do I mean by that? You will stop speaking up for the things that you believe in. Your integrity will be compromised because you'll just go along with the flow. Again, getting back into that people pleaser mode because you don't want to hurt your husband's or your spouse's feelings. You want them to like you, love you. You don't want to think about the repercussions, if you will. So then you start to just be quiet and just go along with the flow, knowing that you don't really want to go along with the flow. And as I just mentioned, it's starting to mess with your integrity by you going along with the flow. All right, so stop going along with the flow. Stop allowing fear of speaking up to stop you from either saying no, right, having the difficult conversation, putting a stop to things, allowing your boundaries to settle in, etc., whatever it is, right? And then the fifth and final thing that fear is doing and how it's crippling you in your relationship is that you settle for less than you dreamed of having, of less than you dreamed of being, of less than you dreamed of creating the life, not only for yourself, but even for your children. So now you're less of a role model than you really want to be, and that you even secretly believe that you can be. However, because you have so much fear in here, fear is stopping you from taking the next step. And anytime something stops you from taking the next step, you are not really feeling like yourself. You're also feeling disappointed and ashamed of yourself because you're not where you truly want to be. So stop allowing fear to show up and show out in your marriage or in your relationship. Listen, if you want to go give a hug, go give a hug. Like, pause the video, go give a hug, like right now. If you want to send a loving text, right, because maybe you messed up, or maybe you didn't. Maybe you just want to send a loving text because you thought about your spouse, not only because you're watching this video, but because literally you thought about your spouse and you want to keep the connection alive. Send the loving text. Don't allow fear to stop you from showing up, from being, from creating the life that you really want to live and be the person that you really want to be, because you have all of the answers within you. You do. It's just a matter of getting them out and allowing your spouse, allowing yourself, and allowing your children to see the real woman that they've always been wanting to see, to come out and play, if you will. So I am MarshaunO. I am your favorite shift relationship strategist. If you have not already, like this video and definitely send it to a person that you know who needs to hear this message. Stop allowing fear to stop you from showing up and creating the relationship and life that you truly want to be a part of, that you're happy to be a part of, because fear is always going to be there in every aspect of our life. And guess what? Fear and excitement have the exact same feelings. It's all about your perspective and how you look at what you're going through in that moment. When I get fearful, I choose to look at it as excitement, because the feelings are the same. It's just, it shifts my mindset and I'm able to push through and get that thing that I need to do, get it done. All right, I love you guys. There's nothing that you can do about it, and I will see you in the next video. And again, I love you. I just want you to know that you are awesome. I want you to know that you are worth it. I want you to know that you can create and be a part of the top 1% of couples that have extraordinary relationships. But it's all up to you to do the thing that you know that you need to do in order to get from where you are today to where you really want to be tomorrow. All of that is by taking the actions that you need to take today. All right, I will talk to you very soon. Bye.